It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hello gamers and welcome back to the inn. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me that, and we left off the last arena with selecting the Shaman, but not picking Doomhammer, so we'll just go ahead and pick Doomhammer. And ideally, we just hope to do better than going 0-4 with a Hunter deck that we built and we thought was going to be really good. And it happened to just not be so good. So Flame Tongue Totem is going to be the best choice here. This is a card we see in most Shaman decks, and these two cards not so much, along with I don't like Refreshment Vendor that much at all. From here, wow. Wow, I don't even, the Spider Tank is so good, but so is Tuskar Totemic. Like those are two really, really, really good cards. Like this guy could potentially be so much better than the Spider Tank because he brings out a Spider Tank because of Totem Golem. But this guy also has the ability to be not so good if he brings out like a zero, like the 1/1 totem or a taunt totem. So this Spider Tank, we know it's good, and this is the potentially to be better than Spider Tank. So I really don't know. I think Totemic may be a little bit better. But do we go for just naturally better, or do we go for burst better? I think we're going to go with Spider Tank on this one, just because I know Spider Tank is better. But it's any random totem. And if we get Totem Golem, do you realize we're going to pick Totem Golem? Fuck it. Risk it for the biscuit. I think Burly Rockjaw is good. I don't really like the Dark Scale Healer that much, and I really don't like Reincarnate. If we had like Death Rattles in the deck, it would be good, but I don't know. I think the Rockjaw is a little bit better. Ooh, Rumbling Elemental. After you play a Battle Cry, I think that's pretty good. Alright, and we get 2 more Battle Cries. The Tomb Spider is actually fairly nice, but I think the Fire Guide Destroyer is a little bit better. I'm going to go with the Fire Guide Destroyer. I think the Cult Master, I know. Lightning Storm for sure. Wow, this one's a little bit hard because these cards kind of suck. Deal 1 damage to an enemy and freeze it. That's like okay, I guess, if we had to. Dalaran Mage just blows. And the Silent Knight, I don't know, man. It just feels kind of bad. Frost Shock seems kind of bad too, though. It's either Frost Shock or Silent Knight. I'm thinking the Knight just because it has Divine Shield. Give your minions +2/+2, cost 1 less for each Murloc you control. So it's basically a 7-drop +2/+2, but it's a 2/+2 forever. It's not necessarily just a 2/+2 for that turn, which could be nice. The Abomination's kind of cool, and the Runts is, it's okay. For a 6-drop though, I don't know. I guess that's pretty annoying in Arena. Abomination seems like it'd be pretty good. What do we got here? We don't have any 6-drops, and we especially don't have any 7-drops, but the every Fin is awesome is only good if you have cards on the board already. Like, you at least have to have 3 cards, and then it's like, okay. So I think the Runts is actually the better card in this situation, or maybe it's the Anyfin, I don't know. I think it's one of these two. I don't really like Abomination too much in the list we have, because we already have a Lightning Storm. We also don't want to do 2 damage to our own guys. This card is, the Grunts, though, is, we're going to go with this card. I think it's cool, right? Deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy minions, or the Hungering Dragon, the Blackwing Corruptor. We really don't have any dragons in our deck. I think the Hungering Dragon may be good here. It's a 5/6, and it has Battle Cry, so I can't really complain with that. Fen Creeper is good. Tomb Spider is good. Tuskar Totemic. Now we have 2 of them. So I guess Spider Tank would have been maybe better. We would have had 1 of each. The Berserker is a really nice 2-drop. The Huge Toad's okay. I think the Berserker I like a little bit more, though. Ooh, the Zap-O-Matic Faux Shizzles. Alright, so we're at I think the Axe is a pretty good card. The Hungry Dragon's also nice, but we have a lot of 4-drops, not so many 2-drops, so I think the Axe is pretty good. Well, it's between Crackle and Tomb Spider at this point in time. So how many 4-drops do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Crackle is our best bet. In Rage, your weapon has +2 attack with Doomhammer? I think so. Ooh, Sunwalker or Manatide? Obviously Sunwalker. Manatide's still a good card, though. Volcanic Drake seems to be okay. It has potential to be pretty cheap. Tomb Spider again. This one's kind of hard. Bloodlust is really nice, but so is Lieutenant and so is a Noyotron. Like, a Noyotron's really good. Bloodlust is really good too. I'll pick Bloodlust. I feel as if we can have some potential with Bloodlust this game. We're running low on the 3-drop, so I think the Hunter is a little bit better. Oh man, we have so many 4-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shamans have a lot of good 3-drops. That guy's good. We're looking for, we need 1-drops. We have like no 1-drops. The Raider is potentially be really nice as well. So actually throw in the Raider. I like the Raider. Not that he lives. Oh, Tunnel Trog, thank you. Another Stormforged Axe? I think so. Abusive Sergeant's cool. We already have a decent amount of 5-drops. We already have, you know, a good amount of 3. Actually, we could go for more 3-drops. How many 3-drops do we have? We have 2, 3, 4. We only have 4. But the Stranglethorn Tiger is better than all of those. But we already have a lot of 5-drops. And the Abusive Sergeant's also nice. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4. We really only have 4, but we could have 5 because of Jilled Scarab. I'm going to go with the Sergeant. Get some 1-drops in here. So these are all 3-drops. I think the Manatide Totem's cool. Alright, so this is not that bad. This has potential. This has potential. Alright, and remind me to take the print screen after this is over, because I always forget to print screen this stuff, and then it gets upsetting. Because then I have to reforge the deck with my main account. I have to like go through the video, look what we have and whatnot. We also got a message. Thanks for adding me. Love your videos. No problem, man. We froze. No problem, man. Thanks for watching. And it'll load eventually. There we go. Like hit enter and it just like. Is there any other message that we missed? No, it's just that one. All right. The Hunter we're going against, the Infinite Hunter. Let me make sure we're, let's click this up so it's not gonna change the, have you noticed we're using a little mic now instead of the Blue Yeti, because the Blue Yeti was messing up pretty bad with us. I think we just keep the Tunnel Trog and hope we get a 2 or a 3-drop. There's a 2-drop and another 1-drop. The Crackle's cool because we'll be able to kill whatever he plays on turn 2. And it'll actually boost up our Tunnel Trog. So it's potentially really nice. And it's cool because we only have 2 1-drops in the deck and we drew both of them. That's like so unlikely, but it happened. Not as unlikely as this. So me and Tony were in my car, right? And we were coming back from Tijuana Flats. And I actually have another story after this, which I'll get into. So, oh man. Do we Flame Tongue Totem? I think we do. So, we're coming back from Tijuana Flats and he's playing Hearthstone on his phone. And he's like, all right, Rob, we're going on turn 4 next turn. What do I do? And I'm like, how many Blessings of King do you have in your deck? Oh my God, quick question. All right, so we have 3 things so we got to do. And I'm like, how many Blessings of King do you have in your deck? And he's like, 1. I'm like, all right. I'm like, this is a risky move, but you got to risk it for the biscuit. So we're playing to win in this situation. 1 second. Oh man. This is a pretty annoying card for us to get through because it has 3 attack and it has Divine Shield. So it's basically going to be able to kill pretty much whatever it needs. Unless we draw a Taunt Totem. So we roll our passive and draw a Taunt Totem. It'll live. So there's the 25% of that. Or we play the Manatide Totem and he's going to smash the Manatide, losing that. And then we can crackle it next turn.
Don't worry, it's just Tony.
I think we're going to roll and hopefully it's the Manatide. I don't know. I do not know.
What's the deal here?
All right, we're going to... Not a Taunt Totem. I didn't think it was going to be it. I didn't think it was. So we're going to swing for 5. We were just speaking about here. You tell the story of me and you in the car and the Blessings of the King.
Ah, yes. So we're on the way back from
Tijuana Flats.
Tijuana Flats. And I was like, I'm playing a game of Hearthstone. I'm going to stand over here so I'm not getting all cut off and weird. Oh, squat down. And I'm like, turn 4 comes up and we're like, oh man, Blessing the King would be perfect right now. Rob goes, turn 4, Blessing the King. 100% without a doubt in my mind. 1 in 20 cards. And I look, there's actually 23 cards left in my deck. 1 in 23 cards.
He looks at me like I'm crazy. He's like, Rob, there's 23 cards in the deck and I only run 1 Blessings of the King. I'm like, Tony.
Without a doubt in my mind.
It's without a doubt, 100% chance Blessings of the King is the next card.
Off the top, Blessings of the King. We dominated that game. It was pretty great.
It was good stuff.
I don't know how the hell he did that. Actually, Rob's reasoning for why he said that would happen is that he was like, if I was in the guy's situation, if I was that guy right now, I just thought of the card that would fuck me over the most, and it's Blessings of the King. So obviously, that's Blessings of the King. So
that was my reasoning behind it.
What it's worth.
Do we play Mana Tide here? I don't think we do, because we don't have anything too aggressive. That's fine. Because we're actually going to kill off the boar next turn for something, and it can take out pretty much whatever it needs to. And then if
I would have put it on that side too. I would have. You watch me.
Okay, and then the other thing I want to mention is we had a donation from Michael. I don't know if I can say for how much, so I'm not going to. But Michael, thanks for donating. If you're watching this, we really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, but we want to thank you. And I think we'll give a shout out to anybody who donates to our channel, no matter how much. I mean, unless you're donating like a 1 cent to troll. But like any donation, it's really cool. It's really helpful too. So if we crackle, we actually have 3 mana left over. So we're actually going to crackle this. Hopefully it hits for 4. Rip. Alright, so we're going to throw the Mana Tide on the right side so it gets the buff. Even though I know when we totem up, it's going to put totems on the right side, I actually want my Mana Tide to be able to attack. Because I have a feeling he's going to kill this Mana Tide as soon as possible. He also has 6 cards in his hand, which is pretty bad for us. That's a lot of cards. And I don't really know when we play the Spiteful Smith. Do we like wait for a weapon? We actually have 3 weapons in the deck, which is really, really nice. I don't know how well they're going to be able to hear you and what you were saying because I'm actually wearing this mic. And we weren't actually talking about it. Yeah. Whoops. So if you actually didn't hear anything Tony said, my bad. We were just talking about the new mic. And I was staring at the blue Yeti like as if it was going to do something. So he's going to kill off the Flame Tongue Totem, so it really didn't matter what side we put the Mana Tide down on. So we're overloaded 1. I guess we could swing into this. Just kidding. We're not swinging into shit. I think the Raider is the better play here. Because we're going to passive and probably flame. No, next turn we have 7 mana. Do we Fire Guard Destroyer? No, because then next turn we can't Raider and passive. So I think Raider this turn is good. Does he really say, I enjoy raiding? Because he's going to want to kill the Mana Tide, but also the Raider. So it'd be interesting to see which one he tries to go after. I don't think he can kill both in his situation right now. So he played the Wobbling Runts, which is really, 2 attack is not that scary. That's kind of why I didn't pick that card, to be completely honest. So we're going to throw down the Totem to buff our Raider. Taunt Totem? No Taunt Totem, which is kind of... Healing Totem's fine because now it won't die to the Runts. We're going to kill off that guy. So we can summon a 6/4, or we can summon our Weaponsmith, which actually might be a little bit better. Or we can summon the Truckjaw. I think this Smith is fine, though. Uses up all our mana. And we're gonna Healing Totem's gonna heal everything on the floor. And does this have a battle cry? No, it's just an ability. I was gonna say, I think, is this a battle cry? No, that's in a rage. All right, but we do have 2 battle cries in our hand, so we actually might get use out of Rumbling Elemental. Not that we want to play this for 5 mana, but it's something. Okay, so Mana Tide Totem down. It got way too many cards for him to basically come back after this one, so this is really good for us. We have 8 mana. We want to passive this turn, but I was hoping to play Elemental and Tomb Spider, but it doesn't look like that's going to be possible with what we have going on right here. So we're just going to throw down the passive. We're going to passive every turn if possible, because this guy's going to get huge. And I think we just go face, to be completely honest. Like, we have a lot of potential damage going on here. So we'll actually play the what? I think the Rockjaw is fine, and we can actually just go face. Should we go face for 4, or should we just hit off this 2/2? I think we should just go face for 4. He's too low not to want to. We have too much damage on the board right now. If he casts any spell, Rockjaw is just going to get buffed. Yeah, I think that's fine. Inner Tombs, even though we don't have... Oh, man, a Foe Reaver. But that still doesn't do it for him. That's a good card in Arena, no doubt. But that he needed to play a spell, and if he were to play, like, Unleash the Hounds, then it would just buff the Rockjaw. And he would need a Silence to get rid of the Raider, and it's still a 4/4 at that. And the 2 cards he has on the field, that's the problem with this Grunt card, is if you're behind, 2 damage does nothing. Like, it just doesn't do anything. And this is an insane amount of damage. It's absolutely insane. How much damage is that? That's 17, 3, 9. That's 26 damage. Holy moly mackerel. That's a lot of damage. And we need one more quest to unlock this Mage or Shaman. All right, so we had a question on the floor. Hey, just wondering if there were any standouts for a cheap class to go into the earlier game that could get you maybe rank 15 or so. A pretty cheap deck that is good is Mech Mage. Alright, so Totemic is nice. I think I'm going to get rid of the Doom Hammer, but I think the 2 and the 3 is fine, especially if we get Totem Golem. The double Totemic. If we were going second, we could coin out one and coin out one and then play the other normally. That'd be crazy. And then get 2 Totem Golems both times. Oh, man. Watch us get like another Totem Totemic out of our Jeweled Scarab. I would cry. That'd be so funny. There's 3 Totemics, 3 Totem Golems. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, yeah, that answered his question. Alright, so he didn't play anything, which is nice. Gives me the ability to play the Scarab. Wowzers. Ooh, hit him with the 9. I think Lightning Storm is best here. We already have 2 3-drops. Creatures, that is. Yeah, I think Lightning Storm is a card that you can't really... It's just so powerful. Thanks for the input. Been loving the videos. Keep it going. I appreciate that, man. All right. Totemic, don't do me dirty, bro. Throw out that Flame Tongue Totem. He did me dirty. This is when Spider Tank becomes a lot better. A lot better. Also, by the way, guys, there was something I was going to mention that I totally just drifted out of my mind, so never mind. What was I going to say? It was fairly important. It was fairly important. Not crucial, not critical, but fairly. Oh, that's what it was. Silly me. Tricks are for kids. Hold on, let's make this play and then we'll do it. Okay, so we're going to attack directly to kind of see what that secret is. So it's not Ice Barrier. It could possibly be... Oh man, we should have played the Abusive Sergeant first, and then if it was the Mirror Entity, we could have swung our 1/1 into it. So in this situation, it could in fact be a Mirror Entity. So if we play... I guess we should play the Abusive Sergeant no matter pretty much what here. Not a Mirror Entity. We've been bamboozled. Alright, hopefully it's a good card. Good card. But we already attacked with them. But we... Don't make my mistakes, boys. We could have done 2 more damage. I'm sorry. I'm bad. Okay. So what I was talking about was if you want to add this account, you're more than welcome to. It's Warshack, FTP, and then the little number thingy, and then 1838. 1838. So if you're more than welcome to add me if you wish. So he's going to coin out this guy, which really isn't that scary for me at all. Like 0 scaredness right now. I made like a 2, and when it doesn't, it's 0. It's like 0 scaredness, and I'm holding up what? Doesn't make any sense. So this makes me think it's a counter spell. So using Lightning Storm will be really, really bad. So we're not going to use Lightning Storm until we have like a really cheap spell. Actually, it could be Effigy. So I'm actually willing to make that... I want to deal 10 damage to face, though. But if it's an Effigy and I kill this... What do you guys think it is? I think it's a counterspell. I'm going to go with it's a counterspell. We're going to kill this. It is an Effigy. Yes, we played that right. Wow, we got a really good card out of this. So we're going to attack with this. And then we're going to swing for 10. Okay, so my problem was there. I wanted to be able to kill a 1-drop prior to... I only wanted to attack the 6/3 once, and I wanted to kill a 1-drop first. And for some reason, I couldn't register that being the play that was at hand that we made to begin with. But yeah, it worked out fine. So he's going to kill off the Flame Tongue, and then he's probably going to kill off one of our Totemics, which is fine. So I think we are definitely going to Lightning Storm. We've got 4 mana. We actually really do not have to Lightning Storm now that I look at the field. We could just play a Tomb Spider and be pretty satisfied with what we got working on now. I think Kodo is by far the best card in that selection. So we're going to use that to kill this. We're going to swing into this, and then we're going to swing into his 2/2 that could potentially get bigger. Doomhammer is so good, guys. Especially when we summon the Smith and it gives it +2 attack, so it can do 8 damage in 1 turn. My golly gee gosh. Okay. I think how much is this? 3, then we have 4 left over. We don't have a 4-drop in our hand. So I think our best bet's to totem up, see if we can get a Spell Power totem, which we did. And now we're going to Lightning Storm. Hopefully it hits this guy for 4, and then we'll swing one of our weapon charges into it. That's perfect. And we're going to swing our weapon charge, play the Whirly Zip-O-Matic go. We might be overextending just a little bit here, but that's fine because we have the ability to. So turn 7, we can assume a Flame Strike. But even if he Flame Strikes, next turn we just play Fen Creeper or Smith. And maybe we'll draw into 1 damage. Who knows? Brewmaster, okay. Doesn't do it for him. Infiltrator, okay. Doesn't do it for him. Mech Warper, that doesn't do it either. And a ping for 1 hero damage. That does it for him. Good game. This Snapping Kodo could have killed 2 of his cards on his field. That's why Kodo's so good. It's like the, what is it called? The Priest card. It's like the Shadow Priest. No. Yeah, it's the Shadow Priest, but instead of taking it, it just kills it. So if it's like invisible or something that the Shadow Priest couldn't target, it just gets rid of it. It also is 1 mana cheaper, and the stats are 1 mana less, if you notice that. Or 1 attack less. So instead of it being a 4/5, it's a 3/5, but it actually kills the card, but it's 1 less. So yeah. So it's like if you want to take it, you pay 1 more mana for 1 more attack and the ability to take it. But if you just want to kill it, then you get to pay 1 less mana. All right, so we're gonna play 1 more game, and then we're gonna stop this this episode. First, because I got to get more water, and then second, because I think Tony need to help Tony with something. But we'll be I should be able to knock out a couple more episodes today. Just taking little breaks in between them. So yeah, we've pretty much covered everything. I thanked our donation from Michael, which just awesome. Appreciate that, Michael. We gave out our name again. We talked about the RNG super factor in the car with the Blessings at King. What other exciting stuff? I think that's it. I think that those are very exciting for today. Anything else? Oh, the gold. Look at all this gold. Okay, so we actually had a comment or 2 asking about, yo, when are you going to buy packs with that gold? Well, this gold is actually not for packs. We're going to use it on buying the first couple wings of Naxxramas, but I don't really want to purchase those wings yet until I know we can beat them, because that just seems like a waste to me. So we're actually just going to save up the gold to buy the first 4 wings, because I believe the 4th wing has Mad Scientist, and I have no idea what's going on here. We're just spinning and spinning. Did we get disconnected? We could have gotten disconnected. We're going to troubleshoot. Detecting problems. So yeah, we're actually going to use our gold for buying the wings of Naxxramas so we can get Mad Scientist to be able to do... Oh, God. I think we got disconnected. To be able to build decent decks. So hopefully we didn't get disconnected, because we're 2-0 right now. This is making up for our Hunter who went 0-3. Which, again, I really had high hopes for that Hunter deck. Like, I really felt that Hunter deck could do big things, but apparently not. By the way, guys, you can purchase a new hero for your favorite class in the shop, but too bad we actually only have 3 heroes and we haven't released the other ones. Like, we haven't even talked about the other ones yet. And you have to pay $10 for a thing that really doesn't give you any benefit whatsoever besides the fact that I look a little bit different. Did I go too hard on Hearthstone? Oh, man. Okay, so what do we do while we wait for this thing? Do we just like, So what about that airplane food? No. What can we talk about? We just finished up these tip videos, which I'm putting out. It's like the beginner, intermediate, and expert tips. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed those. I really enjoy making specific tip videos. It seems like a weird thing to do, right? You'd think I would have more fun making deck guides or playing the Road to Legend videos, or maybe even playing these videos where we play Arena. What the fuck is going on right now, man? But yeah, tip videos seem to be really fun for me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because they're so different. I don't do them often. It makes them fun. But yeah, what is going on, man? What is happening? All right, we're gonna do some crazy stuff right now. That doesn't seem like it. What if we quit and we come back? Should we try that? We're gonna try that because I don't think this is going anywhere. All right. This is gonna count as a loss. If this counts as a loss, I'm cutting it here, guys. Because then we gotta worry about our internet. That's a whole nother thing to worry about. So hopefully it just puts us in the game. We're not a turn behind. We'll be able to mulligan. Maybe he got disconnected. We get a free win. We're 3-0 and we call it there. We're reconnected to your last game. Reconnecting, resuming. Here we go, boys. We're playing against a mage. Davy Crockett. Do we get to mulligan? Oh, we're able to mulligan. A Lamau. Do we keep the knight? I don't think we do. We have better 3-drops to get. That knight's not going to win us games, but those totemics will. All right, so we got the 4-drop, we got the 5-drop, we got the 2-drop, but where's the 1-drop and or the 2-drop that's not the Flame Tongue Totem? Because this little bitch can't attack. That guy can't attack either. I almost at this point want to coin out our totem, so then we can put the Flame Tongue Totem next to the totem, and then be able to kill a card with the Flame Tongue Totem. But then we're actually prone to the Flame Tongue Totem dying on turn 2, because we didn't play anything else. We're going to have to assume he doesn't have a turn 2. This hurts me really bad. So if we would have played a totem, we would have been able to kill that. But there's a totemic. So we actually now can coin totemic, give me a taunt, give me something good, eat yum-yums for breakfast. Okay, that works. So he's going to kill the totemic, or maybe he'll attack the Flame Tongue Totem and then use his passive to kill the Flame Tongue Totem. Or he could possibly Frostbolt the Flame Tongue Totem and swing his Greenhouse Grasshopper in the Tuskar Totemic. And I just called this the Greenhouse Grasshopper. It's a pretty interesting card name. I'm honestly surprised we're still playing this game right now. It did a kill. Oh boy. Why? Could have killed the Totemic and then my Flame Tongue Totem would have lived. But now the flame. I guess that's okay because this card generated a card, which means he wasted a card. So we're still technically a card up. Wow, Manatide Totem, how you doing, buddy? So, ooh, then we can play the Elemental and then protect the Elemental with the Fen Creeper. Or if we had coin, we could have just Fen Creeper next turn, but we had to waste coin to play the Totemic. This hand is really, 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 really weak. Like, if this hand is super fucking weak. We actually might... Man, oh man, why is it not next turn? Okay. So, we can totem, okay. So we totem, we can put a Flame Tongue Totem in between them, or we could Rumbling Elemental, because we know the next turn, turn 5, oh man. This is such a hard play. We want to be able to draw, oh my goodness gracious. All right, I'm going for the tempo play. Hey, buddy. Holy crap, we needed Taunt Totem and gave it to us this game. And the next turn's Doomhammer. And then the following turn is going to be Rumbling Elemental. No, because we'll have 4 mana. No, we can play Rumbling Elemental after the Doomhammer. And then after that, it's good stuff. We are in the clear, boys. And this Mana Tide Totem is just going to keep looking like a boss and doing what he does best, being all wooden and shit. I like that guy. He looks so upset, too. He's like, stop making me draw you cards, motherfucker. And this guy's just like, oh, man, I'm trapped in a tree. But are you really trapped? Looks like a Murloc next to a totem. What does this one look like? So it's like a fiery figure inside of the totem. This totem does not look that scary, though. Besides, of course, the fire coming out of it and the demon eyes and everything. But the actual totem itself is not scary. This totem looks quite frightening. As this totem, it looks pretty frightening, too. Like, if you're out in the woods and you saw this totem right here, I would probably turn around the other way and just not go to that totem. I'd be like, yo, I really don't feel comfortable in this area right now. Is he going to kill the Flame Tongue? If he does kill the Flame Tongue, mistakes were made. Ooh, buddy boy. How you doing? All right, so we're going to Doomhammer, and it's going to be... You just got to kill that Mana Tide, man. You can't just let Mana Tides live like this. This is just disastrous. Like, this is crazy sauce. Davy Crockett, mistakes were made, man. That Mana Tide... I mean, obviously the Mana Tide's going to die this turn. Or he could just play the fatigue game and just keep the Mana Tide up and maybe I'll deck out. Oh, boy. All right, so next turn is 4 mana turn, so it's going to be the Rumbling Elemental. And then after that, we've got quite a few cards. We've got the Jeweled... Oh, wow, Sludge Belcher. That's a card. All right, so how many cards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. So when we play this, we're going to have to hope that we don't overdraw. We're going to have to play quite a few cards next turn. And I don't think we attack into the Belcher because it just seems like a bit of a waste right now. So we actually need... Oh my goodness gracious, this hand is too large. That's what she said. All right, Mana Tide Totem down. All right. Not that I would be happy about this, but it's a bit like... Look at that hand. Look at that hand. Look how happy Thrall looks. If I could say, oh, I don't want to say thank you. That's too BM. I'm not trying to BM right now. I'm trying to be that cool guy, yo. All right, the Conjurer is not that scary. I think we might crackle that Conjurer. But I kind of want to, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to play the Battle Cry and the Rumbling Elemental hit the Conjurer, because that just seems like silly. Do we play Fen Creeper and then crackle? Well, let's crackle this and see what happens. All right, 6 damage. Holy moly mackerel. Okay, so we have 5 mana to play with. We could possibly kill this and then play the Azure Drake. I mean, not the Azure Drake, but the Volcanic Drake. And this would cost 4. But that doesn't seem like it'd be worth too much. I'm honestly not that scared of this Belcher. We're playing against a Mage, though, so he's going to have to waste Fireball on this, but if we play the Drake, he can just Frostbolt ping it. But wouldn't you think he would have Frostbolt ping the Rumbling Elemental? I think playing the Taunt to protect this guy is pretty important. I think this is fine. Next turn, we can go crazy with the Battle Cries, depending on what he plays. Maybe pick off a few creatures or not. But yeah, I definitely want to play probably next turn as many creatures as we can, then the following turn throw out the Awesome. And the Awesome is going to be pretty awesome, because it's going to turn this guy into a 4/8. That's pretty powerful. That's a big rock, man. That's one big rock. That Sludge Belcher put us back, though. That thing's a beast. How's this render doing? Okay, 96%. It's good. Got a lot of videos planned for you guys. Lots of videos. But we're going back to school in how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4 days. We're going back to school, which means videos are no longer going to be 1 a day. They're going to be like once every 2 or 3 days, which is horrible, I know. But it's just like one of those things where I'm going to try to keep it 1 a day, guys. I really am. But as soon as school hits, it's like, I don't want to give the analogy of hitting a small child with a bus, because that's a horrible, horrible picture. But it's like that. But imagine that with videos. So it's just like, we had so much time, we were at a whole playground, we could slide the slides, and then all of a sudden this bus comes, and like, it's just a bunch of, I don't even know, man. What the fuck am I talking All right, Lightning Storm seems to be what looks to be the card at which we want to play. But when we play it, we have 4 mana left. And what would we play with 4 mana? The Drake. Okay. I guess maybe the totem would have been better, because when we jeweled Scarab, it's going to be able to maybe hit this, and then the passive would have been able to do 1 more to that, and then the sheep could have made a trade with that. So maybe the better play was... We'll see what we get. I think Healing Wave is good. That's good. We needed it to hit that. You can take damage there. We want to live around Flame Strike, so we're going to swing here. All right, there we go. So it sucks that we got Spell Power Totem, because it would have did 1 more, and we actually could have saved a weapon charge and not hit the Sledge Belcher, swung our sheep into the Sledge Belcher. So that was a misplay on my part. But I thought we were going to play the Drake, but then I looked again, and it just seemed like, why wouldn't we take advantage of the Rumbling Elemental while it's out? So we definitely should have totemed there. And this is the sequencing thing I was talking about earlier in my tip video, the experience guide. Just playing cards in the right sequence is just very important. Seems very easy, but most of the time it's not as easy as what it looks like. So from here, I wish we can actually play the Anyfin is awesome. But is it really worth it at this particular moment in time? I'm not exactly sure. What? It allows us to kill the Yeti. Does the Yeti really need to die? I think it does. We'll kill the Yeti. I think we may change. We'll save 1 more weapon charge. We won't go face this time, just because I know we have the card that increases our weapon damage. So we're able to probably maybe play him this game. If not, we'll use it to clear creatures. This being a 4/8 and this being a 4/2 or 2/4 is pretty impactful right now. I'm assuming he's going to fireball that right now. Wolf Rider into it, then fireball. Oh wow, he just did that. Okay. Hey, look, there's our guy. And then just so we play around double fireball, I'm actually going to heal myself up. Normally I wouldn't do this, but this guy hasn't played fireballs and or frost bolts yet, so I'm kind of scared about that, to be honest. And then next turn we're pushing lethal. There's no reason not to play around double fireball. It's happened before. Even though it's arena, you still have to think about these things. Like, we were dead to a fireball frostbolt ping, right? What is that, 10 damage? We were at, what, 11? So, an arcane missiles maybe could have done it. No, because that would have been all his mana. So there's the flame strike. Wow, you got that out of the conjure. Okay, well that's fine, because we played this guy, which makes this hit for actually 8 damage, which is why we played this guy and saved the charges. Not that the 1 charge would have mattered in this situation, but potentially it could have. So he's going to kill off the elemental, but that still doesn't do it for me. He's got no more mana, so that's going to be the GG. So we're not really going to BM him. It was a good game. He shouldn't have kept the that mana tide alive. That's why our hand is so large in comparison to his. We were just keep being able to make those value trades, along with Doomhammer being fucking broken, but that's besides the point. Alrighty, guys, so I'm going to end it here. We're going to take a small break, and we'll be back. We're 3-0, which is really nice. A lot better than our 0-3, which was the Hunter, in which we know the Hunter. And I'm also going to screen cap this just so I can remind myself. All right, so with that said, I will see you in the next episode, guys. As always, I'm Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.